Hello, and how is it going? So I want to have a discussion today about perks in Warzone and how I think they should be set up and how you should utilize a lot of different things, even perks on guns. So let's get into that. So we're going to start by looking at, obviously, the kill-death ratio of these perks and what they mean and how they achieve these kill-death ratios. So double time, obviously, is going to be a pick for most people, as well as EOD. Those two are heavy picked. There's no reason to run cold-blooded. Basically, I haven't seen anybody running a thermal scope in a long time. And even in Plunder, cold-blooded doesn't usually protect you from the helicopters that come in, so it's just a useless perk. Quick fix, if you are somebody that is a constant pusher and gets lots of kills, quick fix might save you a time or two. As you see, it's actually a 103 KD. But it's not really worth making that change because it's not going to impact you all that often. Scavenger, people drop ammo anyway, so there's no reason to run Scavenger. Perk 2, Ghost and Overkill are obviously going to be the main picks here. However, that is changing in my mind with the new guns coming out. Well, new gun that came out, the Psychov, and the AMP 63, which should be absolutely gnarly if we know anything about Cold War guns. So that means we're going to probably move to a Ghost High Alert meta. High Alert is a fantastic perk to use, and as you see, it's actually a higher kill-death ratio typically than Ghost. And that's kind of because it's a higher skill thing, is guys are getting their guns, getting the gun they want, or they're picking up somebody else's, sniper rifle on the floor, right? So then they can pick up just their Ghost class, and they can go and pick up their High Alert class after that. Hardline is useless. Point man is literally useless in Warzone. Hardline, I mean, you might get some things out of the crates, but it's just not worth your time and effort to use that. Perk 3. So amped is the obvious choice here. It has to be on a kit if you're running overkill, or if you're using two guns, as in like the FFAR and a K98. That's just kind of how it is. Because the fast switchover is super important. Tracker is great for people that are hunting rose skins. But as you can see, actually battle hardened that does a very decent job in this. Perk 3 is really kind of a meh perk. Amped is the only one that really makes sense here, Amped and Tracker. But usually people that pair restock with battle hardened will use melee weapons and off-meta things, and they'll usually have a higher KD because they're a skilled player typically. Otherwise, they're not going to try stuff like that, so kind of keep that in mind as well. Let's take a look at my perks, and I'll show you how I set my kits up and how and why I do it. So moving into Warzone, take a look at my main class that I'll grab more often than not, which is this AKA K98, EOD, Overkill, Amped. I always use Molotovs or C4, just what I prefer, and that's changing here or there again. The backup kit to that is a Ghost class Strela with double time and tracker, because I already have amped from this one. So an important note there is, if you pick up your loadout at the end of ring 1, like let's say you get your free loadout, you pick it up, you get your amped perk, and then you die and go to Gulag, or you die and have to be bought back, you lose your perks. Your perks reset. So it's important that obviously if you get your perks, you try to stay alive as long as you possibly can, so you can stack perks. Because at that point, you can then have EOD, Overkill, and Amped paired with Double Time, Ghost, and Tracker. You're getting all the benefits of all of that all at the same time. Just keep that in mind going forward. I still always have my AMAX class, AMAX Psychov, just a different setup for the Spidey sense, and the AMAX M16 when I'm trying to set my kill records and stuff like that. That's the gun that I'll usually use, is that setup. We're going to skip over the Rambo special for right now, and then I have my Kit of Shame, which is my coming back from the Gulag kit. So you notice this one is set up with an M4, the Cold War AK, double time, Overkill, Amped, my Molotov, and Stun. The key here is the M4 is a very low recoil gun. It's great at a distance, but it struggles up close. So utilizing that to my advantage, I can throw fully loaded on this, and when I come back in, I'll then have ammo for my AK and my M4 in full capacity, so I can just, boom, get back to the action and not have to go regaining, looking for ammo and money and things like that. I can just get right back in the action, get my spot, or keep pushing with bounties if I decide that's what I want to do. So that is a very important perk for that. If you are somebody that runs a sniper rifle, the other thought might be to go into your perks for your sniper rifle and set up presence of mind. So presence of mind helps you hold your breath longer, which can be a massive advantage with some of these guns, because this perk is known to be broken, where on occasion it just will not, not hold your breath, if that makes sense. You will just keep holding your breath indefinitely on occasion. This has been fixed, broken several times, so just keep that in mind. Focused is just less flinch resistant. It's not a big deal in Warzone unless you're getting tapped with like a Mac 10 or something like that, where there's just so many bullets so fast, you're getting tapped repeatedly. Frangible disabling, if you shoot them in the leg, they slow down. It's very minimal, but this does work. Frangible wounding basically delays healing. So this is actually halfway viable in some sniper rifles, not this one, but like the HDR or the ZRG, because, and actually the ZRG cannot use this, so the HDR it is. So the HDR, if you hit somebody, usually it's a high damage to the chest that'll actually break 3 plates and hurt them enough into their health. This can be enough time, I believe it's 3 seconds, to where they don't have the ability to regain before your team can get up to them. It puts them on their heels. So if you're using this in a recon class, it might be a good option for the HDR. But that's pretty much all there is for gun perks that you actually want to use. Sleight of hand is an option on Modern Warfare guns, but typically you're going to give up, something in return for that that you really need to manage the gun or manage the sights or something like that. Bullet velocity. There's just a lot of reasons not to use that, but to use fully loaded or any of the sniper rifle ones. All that being said, guys, if you found this interesting, give me a like. If you found me interesting, give me a subscribe. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you around.